Okay, today we are going to discuss, or we are going to, I am going to give you an introduction to managerial accounting. So, what is managerial accounting? Okay, how it is different from the other branches of accounting, why we need that particular accounting, and what we are going to do in that subject. So, there, when we say the term managerial accounting, so there are two terms. Actually, the managerial accounting comprised of these two terms, managerial and accounting. So, simply saying, you can better understand managerial accounting if you have a clear understanding about what is managerial and what is accounting. So, simply saying, what managers do, what management do in a company, does in a company, and what is accounting. If we have a better understanding of that, we can better differentiate accounting from other branches of managerial accounting, from the other branches of accounting, and we can also define managerial accounting in a better way. Okay? So, first of all, I will start my lecture with the definition of management. What is management? Your good name, please? Zuha. Zuha, if you recall your earlier lectures of management, principles of management, probably you have gone through it from S.P. Robbins' book or some other book of principles of management or any literature related to management. So, can you recall that definition of management?
So basically, management is the process of handling or arranging certain tasks to facilitate job जो भी अब certain action कर रहे हैं उसको आप help करने के लिए मतलब managing आप time manage कर रहे हैं आप उसके अंदर क्या कहते हैं जो चीज़ें वगैरह जिस तरह हैं लोगों को manage कर रहे हैं सारा कुछ manage करके आप एक certain activity को
Good. So it means you have defined management is something that you manage different things, time and everything. But still, let me be very honest here. If I ask you to define cleanliness, you say being clean. No, it doesn't mean. It must have a proper definition. You cannot just pick a word out of that and you can relate that with a different aspect. So, what is management? Zoha, management is all about making it sure that a work is being done in most effective and efficient manner. Okay? A manager is a person who coordinate and oversee the task to make it sure that our work is being done in most effective and efficient manners. That is what we define management. That's how we define management. So now in management we have two things, effectiveness and efficiency. What is effectiveness?
The best way to do certain tasks, the most जिसमें मतलब सबसे कम आपका टाइम लगे जिसमें सबसे कम वेस्टेज हो efficiency मतलब जिसके अंदर आप
Okay. I really appreciate at least your participating, but if you allow me that to contradict your opinion, so that is other way around. Effectiveness is all about making it sure that a work you are doing is effective, has some worth. And efficiency is all about that you are doing it in a most appropriate way. Let me give you an example. You have joined Lahore Business School for a particular degree named as MBA. You made it sure that MBA is beneficial for you, maybe for many reasons. A person is coming here, he's already doing a job and he needs a promotion, and he's thinking that having an MBA after engineering will give me another skill and I can move in a hierarchy. That is effectiveness for him. For you, you thought that I should start my own business, as you were saying, that having a knowledge about business through a business degree will definitely help me to professionally grow my business. Maybe another lady coming into this class who was having spare time after her marriage, or maybe having no goal, but at least she wanna have some knowledge about business. So that is also effective for her. So effectiveness is making it sure that the work you are doing will be effective for you, will be of some benefit. Okay, that is a very simple way doing a right thing. That you are doing something which is right for you, which has some objective, and through that you are going to achieve certain objective. That is effectiveness. That is related to your objectives. And then here comes efficiency. You have decided, you have finalized, you have planned, sorry, decided, you have finalized, and finally you are entered into an MBA. You are entered into MBA. Management, the first part of a management, or if we define a management, it comprises of effectiveness and efficiency. So effectiveness is something which is related to goal. That you have decided that you are going to achieve that objective, or you are going to do that task because you have that particular objective. A task, if a task is related to an objective, that is effectiveness. Okay? Secondly, efficiency. Now you have decided that MBA is a beneficial degree for you, and you can utilize MBA for your future endeavors, and all that stuff is finalized, and you are entered into MBA. Now the second step is that how best you can utilize your resources, your time, your energy, your financial resources to achieve that effectiveness. Okay? So for example, if you have decided that I will not only pass MBA, rather I will pass MBA with 3.5 CGPA or with a gold medal. So it needs some planning. It needs some organization. It needs some motivation inside from you. And definitely you have to control and look after your task, that either you are performing in line to achieve your research objectives, sorry, your career objective or not. So that is what efficiency is. Okay, what is efficiency now? For example, I am standing here and I have to go to the opposite side. First of all, I need to determine that should I go or shouldn't I go. That is effectiveness. Supposedly, I am invigilated here and my students are busy in their midterm exam and I have to invigilate. So it means effectiveness is determined here. Effectiveness is determined here, and now I have to make it sure that which way will be more efficient. Supposedly, I have three paths. One, along the wall from right side. Second, along the wall from left side. And third, straight. Which path will be more suitable for me, or where I will use minimum resources? The straight path, definitely, because it is a displacement and there is a distance according to the physics which we have studied in our 10th class. So in the straight path, I'm utilizing my minimum resources and I'm getting the same benefit which I'm getting from the other longer paths. So that is efficiency. It is not that efficiency means that you will study 12 hours a day. No, it is how you manage by spending your minimum time and getting maximum out of it.
How will you divide your time over the day to get the maximum out?
Maximum. That is efficiency, the output-input relationship to achieve your objective which are related to the effectiveness of that task. So now the question is, which must be coming from your side, sir, how we can ensure that effectiveness and efficiency is there? And how, for example, if I hire a person for my construction firm, and I ask him or her that I will check your effectiveness and efficiency. How can I check?
How much material they are wasting, how much time they are taking.
Exactly. But still, there is some formal process which you must learn. And remember my words that formal process is not as traceable in practical life, but yes, it will be in components and you have to figure it out. Okay? So there are 3 steps. Pure management literature have 4 steps. Planning, organizing, leading, and controlling, or planning, directing, and motivating and controlling. You will plan. There will be multiple alternatives. Okay? If you are deciding that, for example, right now you are deciding you should start a business, you are having multiple alternatives. So in planning, you will be having multiple alternates and you will decide the best out of them. Once you have decided that this particular thing is beneficial for me as being effective, then you will go and direct yourself, lead yourself. You will execute that plan, and then you will motivate yourself. Okay, it's not just organizing yourself; it's controlling, self-control. Definitely, if we go back to that particular example where you were having that MBA goal for you, so you will find your friends hanging out. Maybe you will find your friends leaving after graduation and having different goals in their life. Maybe you will be fascinated with so many, and there will be so many examples which will be in deplorable situation of their lives. But you have to keep yourself motivated. That will be a task there. Maybe if we leave you, maybe some of our colleagues, some of our students having some financial issues, and he may be having other stressors than you. So in the whole that journey, you will be encountered with many stressors, many difficulties. That how you can keep yourself motivated to that effectiveness which you have planned while starting that thing. There must be connectivity. Being Muslim, Allah has blessed us with some inner peace, which according to me is the best thing in the world. And we Muslims are so blessed to have that whenever we find some difficulties, we leave it, okay, Allah ka chhod diya. We have this blessing, but still literature suggest you that if you are managing, you have good plan, you have organized yourself, still you have to keep yourself motivated because end is not so near. You have to push yourself so hard to reach that thing where you have destined yourself. And finally, it is controlling. Okay, you have planned, you have organized, but the outcome, you have to control the outcome. You have monitored the outcome. That as outcomes are as per expectation, or either they're exceeding the expectation or they're below the expectation. In any such case, you have to control. One of the example which a friend of mine from banking sector said that when we are closing on annual closing, there are two issues. One meeting the target, another exceeding the target. I say, how? If you're exceeding the target, then definitely it will reward you. I say, no. That will be the benchmark for coming year. So it is not always that if you are exceeding or if you are super performing, that will be a rewarding. Next whole year will be a bigger trouble than the current year. So we try to, it's very informal, but he says that we try to push our client that do not deposit so much. And we disperse it to the other branches as well so that they can meet their target and we should at least close to our line or have touched the line on a very marginal difference. So that is where we say planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. And through that four tools, which in formal literature we use POLC, P-O-L-C, POLC. Through POLC, we ensure that the work is being done in most effective and efficient manner. So if in your interview, if in your viva, ignorant person like me asks that, dear Zoha, you have stated that a manager is the one who ensures effectiveness and efficiency. So can you chart out some formal steps to ensure that effectiveness and efficiency? You will say, sir, yes, planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. Getting my point? Good. So now, what is planning? Okay. Identifying the alternatives. Selecting alternative that does the best job for the furthering organization's objective. Developing budgets to guide progress towards the selected alternatives. Identify the alternatives, selecting the alternative that best do, and defining the budget. For example, for your good self, how many brothers and sisters you have? How many? Single child. So supposedly you find that right now you are in difference between a solar project and a construction business. Okay, and after so many observations, you found that, or you will find that you have found that this solar business is a suitable business for me. Okay, because I cannot deal with Pakistani labor, and that is a labor-intensive industry, and I have to move around to find a labor. For example, in Eid holidays, when I was on my project, I found that 15 days before the Eid and 15 days after they escaped. And I was rushing to find someone at least to start something because my cement was about to expire there, some 50 to 60 bags. And I was just wandering around. Fortunately, it was a summer and I was having time, and I was lucky enough to find some people from my village, and I requested my father to send them so that I can save my resources for that being scrap. So, for example, you found that solar energy is the best project. You have identified the alternatives, you find solar energy is best. How you identified that is another process. You have charted out different pros and cons. Okay? Doable and undoable and all that stuff you have. Then, sorry, first you identified that was solar and construction that you have selected based upon that do and don't, does and doesn't. And finally, you have developed a budget. Maybe a construction business can be started, or you can start a construction industry, you can enter into the construction industry with only having 10 to 11 million. But entering into a solar industry can be a budget intensive industry. You have to import a lot and then you have to sell it. And that turnover, or you can say that that cycle time can be dangerous for you because you are new in industry, making clients, sending them, holding up material, and there's also valuation issue as well. Currently, our currency is highly volatile against dollar. Okay, so now you have these three steps. First, you have identified, you find one best. Sorry, two best. Out of that, you have found one best, found, and lastly, you have planned the budget and other resources.
So basically, this is using the opportunity cost.
To extend the opportunity cost. We are going very advanced, that is in financial management, but still, I will explain it once I will be differentiating financial accounting, managerial accounting, and that financial management. So, directing and motivating. Directing and motivating involves managing day-to-day activities to keep the organization running smoothly. Employee work assignment, routine problem solving, conflict resolution, effective communication. That it means in planning phase you have started a project. Now it is all about coordinating. That all the necessary team members are coordinating with each other. For example, if you are a solo business person, definitely a person will be sending some material from China, solar plates. You will be having a team for installation of that solar projects. So now, so it means that you have a team of a supplier and an installer, and you have to coordinate, and there will be conflicts. For example, a team of a guy from the installer team will say, "It's not my fault." Other will say, "No, definitely it's his fault." You have to decide whose fault and who will pay the loss. So all that things comes under organization. You will organize the task, you will organize the conflict, you will organize each and everything between and among the people. That is related to interpersonal skills as well. You must be having that interpersonal skills that you can manage the people as well, their conflict, their task, and you can assign them as well to find the most appropriate person for that particular job. If you are sending an introvert guy for a marketing, as a head of marketing department, that will be a biggest mistake. Definitely you need a vocal person who can sit with any person, any Pindu person or any executive officer, and can convince him in his or her tune. That he must be that adaptive or adjustable that he can sit with anyone and he can market. But if an introvert guy or a guy coming from a specific background will not be a suitable guy for you. Okay, so you have to do all that things in organization. Okay. And now controlling. The control function ensures that plans are being followed. Feedback in the form of performance reports that compare actual results with the budgeted result are an essential part of the control function. As I told you earlier, that controlling is all about that either your whole controlling and organizing activity, planning, organizing and leading activities are as per your desired result or not. If they are as per your desired result, you are going good. But if you are having some deficit or surplus, you have to think about it. Okay? Getting my point? So, from here, we can conclude that management is all about coordinating and overseeing activities to make it sure that work is being done in most effective and efficient manner, and how we can make it sure through planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. Okay, so that is what management is. One more thing which I will add here, that management is all about decision making.
Quick
I-
decision.
Either you are organizing, either you are controlling, either you are leading, either you are planning. You have to make decisions. Okay, and that's what about management is, and that particular thing differentiate from managerial accounting from the
Financial.
financial accounting. Okay, so now we are going to differentiate financial accounting from managerial accounting. But before that, I will differentiate financial accounting from financial management. So Zoha, what's your background?
That's a BBA marketing.
Okay, mashallah. So you must be having some financial knowledge about financial management and business finance, basic level knowledge. So, how you can define financial accounting? Because recently you have passed your financial accounting course, so you must be having at least a clarity about what financial accounting is. So, can you define?
So basically, financial accounting is summarizing, generalizing, and reporting. It does not involve any decision making.
Okay. Okay.
It's basically just organizing data, collecting data.
Okay, Basheer. And what about financial management?
So financial management includes some element of management. That means if the recorded data is being evaluated or assessed.
Okay. Okay. So, I'm totally agree with you, but if you allow me to have some more clarity on this concept, and inshallah, I am optimistic that that will clear your concept. That will be a catalyst for you in understanding or differentiating between financial accounting and financial management. Look, what financial accounting do, or what a financial accountant person or accountant does. The job of financial accountant is just to convert a financial event into a financial information. And that financial event in accounting termed as transaction. Okay? So, university has purchased this multimedia. That is a financial event. Why it is a financial event? Because it involves the flow of resources to and from the organization. That's why it is financial event. And a financial event is an event where the exchange of financial resources take place. But through that transaction, if our chairman asks us to provide detail about current assets, long-term assets, so since we cannot come up, okay, we have purchased this and that will going to have this much impact on our liabilities, assets, and blah blah. Okay, because that is the information which we have to give, but that is only an event. So an accountant is the person who, through recording, analyzing, reporting, and summarizing, convert that financial event into a financial information. And that financial information is balance sheet, income statement, statement of cash flow, and statements of owner's equity. Okay, and from here the job of a financial manager starts. He uses that information for financial decision making. That how much cash we should retain, how much liability we should have, or how much bank debt we should apply, okay, how much equity we should have, and all that, how much dividend we should pay, should we pay the dividend this year or shouldn't we pay the dividend this year. So all that decision he will make based upon the information provided by the financial accountant. So being very honest here, and with all due respect to my accountant friends, that he is doing more a recording and clerical job. He is ahead of that particular thing. And he is the chief decision maker of that information. So that is what you will differentiate between financial accounting and financial management. That one is a source further. Where the job of an accountant ends, the job of finance manager starts. Clarity? Okay. So now I will have a question from you. I'm having right now a question for you. If an accountant say that your accountant say that Madam Zoha, we have earned 10 millions of profit this year. and our total investment is 100 million. You will be happy now. It's having some positive figure on your income statement. But a finance person came and say, ma'am, we have made 5% loss. You say, you gone crazy? Books are saying that I have made 10% of profit. How come you can say that we have made 5% of the loss? Then here the opportunity cost and all that alternatives come. We say, ma'am, your competitor with the same investment have earned 15%, but you are making 10%. So actually, through alternative analysis, you have made the 5% of loss. So an accountant profit is not a profit for a finance person always, because they consider all that behavioral and other market anomalies in the profit calculation, and they come up with something different from an accounting profit. We have a separate topic on it in finance manager as well. But I am just here giving an example to differentiate the role of financial accountant and management. He's just concerned about the data. He's adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, and doing all that mathematics with the data and coming up with some information. But his information is reliable because it is audited. But how to use that information for the decision making is a job of finance manager. Clear? Getting my point? Okay. So now another question arises. Sir, we have a financial accounting, we have a financial management. Then why we need this managerial accounting?
Managerial accountant actually, I think, controls both of these. After both of these, financial accountant and financial manager. What tasks they're performing, how are they doing their tasks.
Sorry, but I am sending some snapshot as an evidence. Okay. So, look, financial accounting data is all about data having a data which is audited. That data, basically, we receive that data after 1 year. For example, if a textile sector is closing in June, we will be lucky to have it by October or November. So, does a manager wait for that long to decide about certain things? He cannot, she cannot wait that long, because management has to decide on weekly basis, on daily basis, on monthly basis sometime, or so luckily on quarterly basis. Though we have quarterly account as well, but even we cannot wait for 3 months. For example, during last 6 to 7 months, our currency has devalued. So how come you can make a purchase decision relying on that annual accounts, and we will wait that December we will close and by Feb we will get our accounts audited and we will be able to decide that how should we purchase, how much we should purchase? No. So you need another branch of accounting to update the managers about the information that this is the current level of inventory, it is current level of other things which are disposal to your decision making. So that branch is managerial. That is not concerned about gap, it does not follow any gap. Every firm, according to their need, develop a managerial accounting system, which help them to decide on daily, weekly, or fortnightly basis, or whatever time frame they need, or whenever they need. They have some data in the form of unaudited information. Based upon that, they can decide where to go and where should not go. Okay, clarity here. Okay, so now I have listed down some of the differences between financial accounting and managerial accounting. Okay, first of all, the user. The financial accounting user are external person who make financial decision. Also internal persons, but particularly, for example, if I'm going to invest in a company, okay, and I am purchasing that company's share, so first thing which I will look into its financial record, audited accounts, okay. And managerial accounting is useful for managers who plan for and control an organization. Time focus, historical perspective, you will see 5 years of previous data to decide the vision of the company. future emphasis. You have 15 days managerial accounting data, and now you will decide what to do in the next 15 days. Okay? Verifiability emphasis, emphasis on verifiability, emphasis on relevance. Managerial accounting only concerned about relevance because we just need a relevant data. We do not go into verification because we have trust on our accounting system. Okay, beta, are you getting this thing? Okay. Subject. Primary focus is on the whole organization. Focus on the segment of the organization. Like every department will be having its own. Must follow gap and prescribed format. If not to follow gap, any prescribed format can work. Sometimes some countries have their managerial accounting format as well, but most of the time companies have tailored made and they can pursue that. Requirement mandatory for external reports, not mandatory. Even you don't have a managerial accounting system, it is not mandatory.